Good afternoon, my dear students of class 11th. Beta, today I will let you know about your syllabus, especially about grammar topics, because today onwards I will teach you English grammar. So see your syllabus and try to understand. Especially today I will talk about all the topics that you have to study in your grammar part according to your syllabus. Let's see. So English grammar, English syllabus has been divided into mainly two parts, that is literature part, and the second one is what? Grammar part. Grammar part. According to your syllabus, it has been divided into two different parts. The first one is the literature part and the second one is what? The grammar part. The first part will be taught by Sister Marcia from today onwards, and the second part will be taught by me only. Okay. If I talk about the weightage, 50% weightage has been given to the literature part and the 50% weightage is given to the second part, that is grammar part. So 50 marks question will be asked from this section and the 50 marks question will be asked from the another section. Okay. Now try to understand what are those topics that you have to study in your grammar topic, in your grammar part. According to your syllabus, total 11 topics you have to study. Okay. These are, the first one is what? Direct, indirect. Okay. Second one is synthesis. Third part is what? Transformation. And fourth topic is syntax. And the fifth topic is synonyms and antonyms. Synonyms and antonyms, and the sixth part is what? Homophones, and the next topic is what? One word substitution, and eighth number part is what? Idioms and phrases. And ninth part is what? Translation from Hindi to English. Okay. 10th number is essay writing. Okay. And the last topic is that you have to study is what? Letter or application writing. Okay. So direct, indirect, synthesis, transformation and syntax. From these four topics, question will be asked of 8 marks. Like 4 2s are 2. That means there are 4 topics, 2 marks question will be asked. Total it becomes 8 marks. And here is what? Synonyms and antonyms. Synonyms and antonyms, they will ask of 3 marks. That is 3 2s are 2. That is 6. And the next one is what? Homophones. From homophones, they will ask you of 2 marks question. Okay? 2 marks question. Here, one word substitution and the idioms and the phrases. 3 marks question will be asked here. Like 3 2s are 2. That is 6 marks question. And here translation from Hindi to English, question will be asked of 10 marks. Weightage has been given. Now essay writing. In essay writing 12 marks question will be asked. And the last topic is what? Letter or the application writing. From this section 6 marks question will be asked. This is very much important to understand your syllabus so that you can utilize your energy in the proper direction. Like, suppose if you are getting much marks, then you will try your best to command on that topic so that you can score very good marks in your exam. It will enhance your knowledge also. Okay? So you can take a screenshot of this. I think now it is very much clear. All the topics I have written according to the marks distribution also. Okay. Now, please let me know what was your first topic of English grammar. Please let me know. Yes, my dear student, you can tell me the answer. Yes. So, in English grammar, I wrote here what topic. The first topic was what? The first topic was direct and indirect. Direct and indirect. But my dear student, in order to understand this direct and indirect, you should have command over tenses. You should know all the tenses. And apart from these tenses, you should have also command over sentences also, because tense and sentence both are correlated. Because without the knowledge of tense, you cannot make a sentence correct. You cannot frame a sentence correctly, and without the knowledge of sentence, you cannot understand tenses, because I will teach you tenses with the help of so many sentence examples. Okay? So today I am going to start a new topic, but right now I am not going to disclose it. I will disclose it, but before it, I want to ask a few questions. So be ready to give the answer. Then you will guess what topic I am going to teach you. Let's see. Students, please tell me what I am making over here. I will write here 12, that is 6, that is 3, and here what? 9. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And here is this structure. Okay? Now tell me, what is this? So too easy. I know you can give the answer. This is wall clock. Okay? But could you tell me why this wall clock is important? Definitely you will say because it tells us time. But if I ask you why time is important, then definitely you will let me know. In order to do any action, time is important, because without time you cannot go to school. Without time you cannot get up early in the morning. Okay? So today I am going to start a new topic in which I will discuss time and action. Okay? So today's topic name is tense. Tense. Don't worry for this topic. Don't be tense. Okay? This topic is very easy topic because today I am going to do some magic over here. After taking today's class, you will feel very light and you will learn this tense like this only. Okay? So try to understand here. The word tense has come from Latin word tempus. Tempus means what? Tense has come from a Latin word, the Latin word tempus. And tempus means what? Means time. Tempus means time. But if I ask you define tense, what would be the definition of tense? So tense can be defined as here. Tense is defined as a form of verb that tells you about time and state of action. Okay? So, what is the definition of tense? Tense is defined as a form of the verb that tells you about time and state of action. In short, we can say tense is a form of verb which tells us about time and the state of action. Now, you have understood time, but what is the meaning of state of action? State of action means whether the work is complete, incomplete, or partially complete or incomplete, both. So it may be any situation. We will understand one by one with the help of time. So if I talk about the time, time has been divided into three parts. Okay? For example, now, at present. Okay? Now. That is present. Okay? And if I talk about the previous day, that means it become what? The past. And if I talk about any event that is about to happen in future, that is what? The future. Okay? So time has been divided. Present, past and future. On the basis of this only tense has been divided into three different types. There are mainly three types of tenses that you know very well. Tenses. So here is what? Tense. It is of what? Three types. First one is what? Present. The second one is what? Past. And the third one is what? Future. Further, each one have been divided into four parts. Each one have been divided into four parts. That means 3 this one and this one is the 4 part. Total 12 tenses you have to study. Can you tell me the name of all those 12 tenses? No? It's very easy. Only after 2 minutes you will be able to tell all the names of 12 tenses. How? It is very easy. Just see here, see the magic and understand the topic here. I told you tenses are of three types. Tense is of three types: present, past, and the future. And further, it has been divided into there are four types of present tense. Similarly, there are four types of past tense, and similarly four types of future tense. What are those different four types or the four parts? Okay, just try to understand here. Here is what the first one is: indefinite. Second one is imperfect. And the third one is what? Perfect. And the last one is what? Perfect continuous. Perfect continuous tense. Okay. Now, if I ask you, please let me know what are the types of present tense, then easily you can say what? Present indefinite, present imperfect, present perfect, present perfect continuous tense. If I ask you, please tell me what are the types of past tense, then definitely you can see here and you can say the name of those types, like past indefinite, past imperfect, past perfect, past perfect continuous tense. Similarly, future indefinite, future imperfect, future perfect, and the future perfect continuous. Now, I think you understood and you have learned all the 12 tenses. The name of all 12 tenses are now at your tip of tongue. Okay? So today, I'm going to talk about indefinite tense, that is present and definite. One by one, I will let you know, I will explain here all the topics. Okay? Let's see. So, present tense. Present tense. In present tense, we have to study at first what is the first type of present tense, that is indefinite. What is the first type? Indefinite. Indefinite. It's another name. In present tense, the first type is what? Present indefinite. Okay? It is also known as what? Simple present. Simple present. Both are same. Okay? Only the name is different, but both are same tense. Okay? Now, in order to understand this tense, you should have idea about singular number, plural number, first person, second person, third person. Okay? Don't worry, I am here to help you. Okay? So, at first you should know here singular number, and here we will write here plural number. Okay? And in left hand side, I will write here first person, and here I will write here second person, and here I will write third person. Here I will put here I. Below plural number, I will write here we, and here you. Here I will write you, and in the third person singular number, I will write here he, she, it, or any name. Any name. Okay? Here they. Okay? One more example I'll give you, but at first try to understand what is the first person, what is the meaning of the second person, what is the meaning of the third person. The first person, it means here the speaker. Now, who is the speaker? Who is speaking right now? I am speaking. So, I am the first person, and the second person is always the listener. Whosoever listening to me is known as what? The second person, and the third person whom I am talking about. Suppose that, जिसके बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं. Suppose that if I say, this chalk is red in color, this chalk is yellow in color, okay, or white in color. That means I am talking about this chalk. It means it is the third person singular number. Why it is singular number? Because it is only one in number. If I say my sari is blue in color, so this sari is also what? Third person singular number. This is my bangle. Okay? This is my bangle. It is also named. That is why it is also third person singular number. Your name is Astha. Your name is Aradhya. My name is Anjali. Someone's name is Sunita, Ram, Mohan, Ajay, Vijay, okay, Dhananjay, etc. So all the names are third person singular number. Okay? दुनिया में जितनी भी चीजें हैं जिनका भी कुछ नाम है, all are third person. Got it? Now, here is what in plural number, third person plural number is what they. मैं, हम लोग, आप लोग, वह for the boy and वह for girl here, and here is वे लोग. Okay? Now, do you know what is the meaning of singular number? It's a very easy. So, if you are getting sense of one thing, then definitely it will be what the singular number. If you are getting sense of more than one, then definitely it will be plural number. Suppose that right now I have a chalk. Okay, that means because it is I have only one chalk, that is why it is the singular number. But if I say how many fingers can you see, how many fingers are there in my hand, then definitely you will tell me there are 5 fingers. That means it is number is more than 1. That is why it is plural number. If I say how many fingers are there, then definitely you will tell 1, 2. That means more than 1 is here. In this way, it is also what the plural number. Got it? Now, I will take one example here. I eat an apple. Okay. Second one is I ate an apple. Here, I shall eat an apple. See what are common over here. What is common over here? So you can see here in every sentence. I have taken 3 sentence example. In every sentence, subject is common. And what is the subject over here? I. Object is also common. Everywhere I have taken common objective. An apple, an apple, an apple. Then where is the uncommon point? Where is the uncommon word? It is the uncommon only. And what is the difference? What is the changes here? That is, it is the first form of the verb and it is here ate, A-T-E, ate. At means what? The second form of the verb, eat, and shall eat. Shall eat, it indicates what? The future tense. So it is only the forms of the verbs which gives us idea about the time. That is why I told you tense means forms of verb. Okay? Now, I go, we go, you go, they go, here you go, and here what goes. It means here I go, that means here I go, मैं जाता हूँ, we go, हम लोग जाते हैं, you go, तुम जाते हो, you go, तुम लोग जाते हो, वह जाता है, वह जाती है, वे लोग जाते हैं. So if you are getting anywhere in any sentence ta, te, ti, it means the sentence belong to simple present or the present indefinite. You can identify whether the sentence is given in which tense, whether the sentence is given in present indefinite or present imperfect. You can differentiate. How? That I will make you understand here. In Hindi, I'll let you know. I told you, you can identify tateti. If you are getting at the end tateti, then definitely it will be present and definite tense. Okay. Now in English, if I take example here, I go to school. Okay. Here is also what? I go to school, you go to school, you go to school. Here is what? She goes to school, they go to school. So if I want to draw the structure of this sentence, then how I will write? It is very easy. I is what? The subject here. Okay. And Go is what? Verb. So verb, which form it is? First form. So I will write here subject plus B1 because I have used here as and ears. That is why I will write here as and ears, and here is what? Object. So this is very precious to know. So whatever is precious, where do you keep your precious things? In a box. So keep this precious structure, precious formula in a box to keep it safe. So with the help of this structure, you can understand the given example is example of what? Present and definite tense. Now you can find here I eat an apple. I is the subject. It is what? The B1, and here an apple is what? The object. Now it is very easy. So here, now I would like to let you know one more thing. Every main verb like eat, go, sleep, speak, read, teach, listen, dance, sing. Okay? These all are, whatever is their main verb, then it is found naturally in plural form. In order to make a word singular, we add as or es with the main verb like this. In order to make this singular verb, I added here es because rule of grammar says that if our subject is singular, then the verb should be also singular. That is why everywhere I have written go, but here I have written goes. Like this only, you can make so many sentences. You can translate so many sentences. For example, मैं स्कूल जाती हूँ, मैं खाती हूँ, मैं आपको पढ़ाती हूँ, आप मुझे देखते हो, मैं डांस करती हूँ, मैं खाना खाती हूँ, ओके, और मैं पढ़ाती हूँ, आप न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते हैं, आप स्कूल जाते हैं, वह टेम्पल जाता है. जितने भी एग्जाम्पल्स हैं, you can translate easily with the help of this structure. So now today's magic is finished. In next class, I will proceed my class and I will give you so many sentence example to make this concept more clear, and according to that only I will proceed my class. So this was all about today's class. Thank you very much, my dear student, to listen so patiently and so carefully. Thank you very much.